In the annals of Chinese history, few rulers stand as tall as Emperor Taizong of Tang. His reign marked the dawn of a golden age, a time of prosperity, cultural flourishing, and unparalleled military power. But behind the splendor of the Tang Dynasty lies the story of a man shaped by ambition, conflict, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Born Li Shimin, in 598 CE, he entered a turbulent world where the grand ambitions of the Sui dynasty had ended in chaos. He received the best Confucian education and training in archery and horsemanship, and in 613, at only 14 years old, he married the 12-year-old niece of Gao Shilian. 2 years later, Li Shimin served with distinction as the commander of a military force which rescued the Sui emperor from encirclement by the Gok Turks, and he was chosen above his other brothers to accompany his father to Taiyuan in 616 AD when his father Li Yuan became governor. Li Shimin was no ordinary prince. He displayed a sharp intellect, a gift for strategy, and a charisma that inspired fierce loyalty among soldiers and advisors alike. His leadership during the Tang Rebellion was marked by decisive victories that crushed powerful rivals and cemented his reputation as a military prodigy. In 621 CE, at just 18, Li Shimin commanded the forces that triumphed at the Battle of Hulao, a confrontation that would define his rise. Facing the formidable warlord Du Jiande, Li's brilliant tactics shattered the enemy, clearing the path for Tang dominance in the Central Plains. He soon captured Luoyang, the ancient heart of China, delivering a symbolic and strategic victory that further solidified his family's claim to the throne. But as Tang forces expanded their control, tensions simmered within the royal court. The greatest threat to Li Shimin's ambition came not from external foes, but from within his own family. His elder brother, Li Jiancheng, held the title of crown prince. Unlike Li Shimin, Jiancheng lacked military prowess but wielded considerable influence through political alliances and intrigue. The rivalry between the brothers, fueled by competing visions for the empire's future and mutual distrust, would soon erupt into deadly conflict. The year 626 CE marked the turning point of Li Shimin's destiny. At dawn on July 2nd, the simmering rivalry within the imperial family erupted into violence. In a preemptive strike known as the Xuanwu Gate Incident, Li Shimin led his loyal forces against his brothers, Li Jiancheng and Li Yuanji. In a fierce confrontation near the palace gates, the crown prince and his younger brother were slain, removing all obstacles to Li Shimin's rise. The coup secured not only his survival, but his future as China's ruler. Li Yuan, recognizing his son's unmatched capabilities, abdicated later that year. Li Shimin ascended the throne as Emperor Taizong of Tang, ushering in a golden age of Chinese civilization. But his rule would be built not on force alone, but on wisdom, reform, and the deep understanding of governance. As emperor, Taizong demonstrated a rare willingness to embrace criticism, surrounding himself with scholars, generals, and ministers unafraid to speak freely. He famously said, "A mirror reflects one's face, but wise counsel reflects one's conduct." He restructured the imperial administration, replacing nepotism with a merit-based civil service system that valued ability over birthright, a model that would shape Chinese governance for centuries. One of his most lasting achievements was the Tang Code, a comprehensive legal framework that became a cornerstone of Chinese law. Balancing Confucian ideals of moral governance with pragmatic justice, it provided clear guidelines for punishment and social order. This legal code, combined with Taizong's emphasis on fairness and ethical rule, earned him the loyalty of his subjects and set a high standard for future emperors. Taizong's reign extended beyond legal reform. He championed education, statecraft, and cultural patronage by stabilizing the economy, expanding infrastructure, and promoting trade along the Silk Road. He fostered prosperity that would see the Tang Dynasty rise as one of the most powerful and cosmopolitan empires in the world. Emperor Taizong's ambition reached beyond China's borders. Under his leadership, the Tang Empire became a formidable force on the world stage. In 630 CE, his military crushed the Eastern Turkish Khaganate, ending a long-standing threat and solidifying China's dominance in Central Asia. This victory not only secured the empire's northern frontiers, but also opened the path for increased influence along the Silk Road, a network of trade routes that connected China to Persia, India, and even the distant reaches of the Mediterranean. Taizong's reign was marked by a spirit of openness and exchange. He welcomed emissaries from distant lands, fostering an era of diplomacy and cultural fusion. Under his rule, Chang'an, the Tang capital, grew into a vibrant cosmopolitan city teeming with merchants, scholars, and artisans from across the known world. Trade flourished, bringing luxury goods, new ideas, and technological advancements that enriched Chinese society. Despite his triumphs, Emperor Taizong's later years were marked by declining health and personal sorrow. The loss of trusted advisors like Wei Zheng, whose candid counsel had kept Taizong grounded, weighed heavily on him. The emotional toll of his earlier actions, especially the bloody Xuanwu Gate incident, where he eliminated his own brothers, haunted his conscience. As illness took hold, Taizong withdrew from court life, spending his final days in quiet reflection within the imperial gardens of Chang'an. In 649 CE, after a period of deteriorating health, Taizong passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 51. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy was secured. He was buried in the Grand Jiaoling Mausoleum, one of the largest imperial tombs in Chinese history, a resting place befitting an emperor whose reign had transformed the nation. After his death, Taizong's son, Li Ji, ascended the throne as Emperor Taizong of Tang. Though Gaozong's reign would continue the dynasty's prosperity, it was heavily influenced by his wife, the formidable Empress Wu Zetian, who would later seize power and become China's only female emperor. The Tang Dynasty, fortified by Taizong's reforms and vision, would endure as one of the greatest in Chinese history, but the seeds of change and future challenges had already been sown.